Hi, hello, good evening, and good day. We are all here. Just a shade late. Okay, don't judge us. Don't judge us. We are chatting the Challenge 39 battle for a new champion on tonight. Um, we're late, so let's go. I am Kyle Petty, and I am joined, as always, by my ride or dies, John Dunphy and Gina Regino. And this is Strat Chat, arguably your favorite reality TV podcast. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you like to receive your podcasts. All right, I have no notes or anything, and I'm way overstepping. So we're kicking it over to John. This is not supposed to be my thing.
Oh my God. I really hope this goes well. I'm having many technical difficulties.
It's gonna go great. It's gonna go great.
Happens to the best of us.
We're gonna see what happens. I feel like the problem is what's so frustrating is that I feel like I've been having so many technical difficulties lately. First with the Wi-Fi and now with this. So apparently I think I'm gonna have to get hopefully I just have to get a new laptop charger and not a new laptop. That would be nice.
That would be nice, because you could probably clock that one in at $49.99.
Yeah.
A new laptop will run you about 10 times that. If you're being a cheapies,
right? All right. But anyway, let's talk about the challenge. This was a pretty wild episode. This felt a lot to me like the sort of Melissa show and the Big T show also, but really Melissa, this episode was heavy on. I mean, the first thing we saw really was like the U.S. Alliance kind of talking about targets they wanted to see go out. Melissa was named, Big T was named, and then even people like Raven was being named by the U.S. Alliance, which she's part of the U.S. Alliance, but she has not been the best team player, I guess.
No.
Yeah. But what do you guys think about? So there was one thing Jay, I think, was really talking about this a lot, about how some people are saying Big T's name is kind of like an easy target, but that it doesn't really make any sense because Big T's not going to be as good in a final as some other people. And those are the people you want to run a final against, the ones that aren't going to be as good. Even though I do think that people are constantly like underselling how good Big T can be. Like they're definitely, doing that. But what did you think about that whole argument? Do you think Jay is right there or?
I don't know. This game, because you don't know what that final is going to be. So you keep saying that let's get out some of the big people and blah blah blah, and then you're also running a little scared too at the same time. I don't know.
Right, because like if you're running in pairs and it's one of these things where like you end up like trading off partners or whatever, you don't want to get stuck with someone who's not a good competitor because you wanted to get the stronger people out first either.
Right. So it's like, what is your play supposed to be, especially in this stage of the game when like these mercenaries are coming in, chipping away at your prize fund here? It's like, what is the strategy really supposed to be?
Right. No, it's a tricky one with this because it's like you don't want to lose the money in the eliminations, but if you're not losing money in the eliminations, then that means no one's going home.
The game is not progressing.
Right. Like it's such a weird thing. Like I don't know.
It is.
And also like not for nothing when we're talking about like the Big T of it all, like I feel like this is my third season that I've watched her on, and I have been led to believe this entire time that she is like a terrible competitor. But every time that I see her do something, I feel like she's like holding her own really well. So I don't know where this narrative comes from that she's bad at this.
I think because she had a not great first season, and I think no one has let go of that, because that certainly is not the Big T that we're seeing now. And, she was much criticized for running around eating donuts and things like that. But so what? I mean, like, for her to do what she did last night, or, whatever it was, like, come on, like, give her all the donuts she wants. She's still putting up with the best,
And we saw her beat Big. We saw Big T beat Kaz in a previous elimination, and that
right.
was her second elimination win of the season when she beat Kaz. She had already
Right,
won down
yeah.
there, so
Yeah,
yeah.
she is a force to be reckoned with. Before we go too, since we mentioned the money and the prize pot being decreased, I also don't think that that's as big a deal as I feel like even TJ is trying to make it, because he just keeps saying, "Oh, you want to your prize pot is going down, blah blah blah, what a disgrace." And it's like, well, is it? Is it though? Because like on a normal season where we have two winners, your prize pot is usually 500,000, and if you split in that, you're only getting 250. So if you only have one winner here, you're not doing that bad. Uh, you're still
Now,
over what you would normally
yeah.
win in this show.
Well, recently though, it has been 1 million, right? On the more recent seasons, hasn't it been 1 million? And they're splitting it like 500K each.
But also, they've been doing that thing where like they give each of the people that were running the final with them a cut of the money too. The last couple of seasons, you know.
Yeah, and maybe I'm also thinking, because wasn't maybe Challenge USA? Maybe that's 500K, and I feel like we have seen some 500s.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Also.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Maybe
who knows?
Maybe all stars too.
Right. There's so many challenges. Who I don't remember. I'm not winning the money. So I don't know, but that's all that. And they still stand to lose a lot more too. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
I didn't realize there's going to be this 10. I never counted like how many mercenaries there are. So
I didn't realize it was as many as it is.
Right. Yeah. That's potentially $100,000 that's being removed. Like, that's kind of wild. I guess now it can only be 90 because Big T said, I'm stopping the bleeding right here.
Yeah.
and blocked Kaz.
That's right. That's right. And, they obviously, I'm sure they wanted to start off with a bang. So like Jordan was the first one. But I mean, and Casey's great. Kaz is great. But some of the heaviest hitters are still to come when you're talking about CT and Laurel and Cara Maria,
I got to come clean, though. I got to retract a statement that I was not too nice to Casey last time. And like, as I'm watching the montage about her entire time in this challenge universe, it's like, all right, you know what? I'm selling her a little bit short. Casey is definitely way more of a beast than I was giving her credit for last week. So
I mean, since Big Brother, she's been a wild competitor.
Right. She has been. I think it's just because she's such a quiet player that I'm even like understating her prowess in this game. So, my deepest apologies to Casey stands out there.
Socially, she doesn't really like stick out or anything, but when it comes to physical competition wins, like she's out of control.
Absolutely. And I think my opinion of her was also sullied by the whole Nani thing. Like, I just don't care about your romances and things like that. Good. I'm glad you're happy. Like, I don't wish you no harm, but like, like whatever. Here's Tyler. Yeah, your words haunted me. So, my deepest apologies. We're sorry. We love Casey in this house, right? We're sorry.
Oh man, but yeah, no, Casey is great, and TJ even said it in this episode. She's done 5 seasons and been to 4 finals.
Right.
And she's won one of them. So yeah. The only other thing prior to the daily challenge that I wanted to bring up, and honestly, this is mainly for Kyle because Gina is not going to know who this person is. But maybe you don't even care, Kyle. But what did you think of Big T's little video chat with Kyle? Getting to see Kyle.
I like Kyle a lot, but like, unless I don't remember things correctly, I don't remember Big T and Kyle being like particularly close. I feel like these video calls are less for the person calling the other person. It's just MTV getting this other person involved. Like, we were supposed to believe that Wes wanted to call Johnny Bananas. No, he didn't. I mean, and if he did, he would have been much lower on the list. Like, this is just their way of inserting them in it. But it's
Do you think that it could be them hinting at because we saw Johnny Bananas talk to Wes and then Wes showed up on a season, right? Like, could this be like MTV's way of being like, oh, Kyle's going to be on a season soon?
I'd be happy. That was kind of insinuated. It's like, oh, whoever's putting you up for elimination, let me know. I'll eliminate them all. I wouldn't
Right.
exactly say you're an elimination king, but okay. I would welcome his return. I always liked Kyle. He just because
Yeah, me too.
he actually is one of the closest thing to bananas. Just likes to stir up shit for the sake of stirring it up. Like he's pretty essentially he's harmless.
What
Yeah,
is he
right.
from? Is he one of like the OG people too, or is he from like a Survivor or something
No, he
else?
wasn't OG. He came from I think Geordie Shore. It was like the
I don't even know what that
yeah, it's
is.
like the UK or Ireland version of Jersey Shore.
Right.
Look at all that. Look at the facts. Kyler coming in clutch. Kyle is 3-0 in pole wrestles. So they all right. So see, look, always presenting me with facts, canceling every one of my opinions. What do you say? Cut it down. What'd you say? Slash. Wrong. I love it. Though.
Oh, that's so funny. But all right, let's talk about this daily challenge, Tower of Power, which was essentially, and we heard Jay talk a lot about it in this episode. This was essentially just like a bigger team version of that elimination that Jay beat CT in seasons ago. And I think this is a pretty fun one. Did you like this daily challenge?
I did. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
This is a fun watch. It was a fun watch.
Yeah. We got the TJ just kind of like pointing out you're on a team and you're on a team again. Did you like how the teams were chosen?
No.
I hate when this happens. I hate it. I think it's so boring. It's so stupid.
I would like it if I actually believed it was random, but like, I'm sorry, you're filming a TV show. I still think they're telling people where to stand. Like,
yeah,
you don't ever see Big T on that second riser. Why?
Right. This show goes so out of its way to be like, I promise everything happens by
everything is
chance.
random. And it's like, but it's so obvious that it isn't. So like, I would actually have more respect for y'all if you just said, these are the teams, we picked them. Go on. We picked them because we wanted to see chaos. But like, don't act like it's random and it not be. I didn't like that. It's stupid.
I don't know. It could be random. You never know.
I mean, it could be. I just feel like, the probability is, in my opinion, not rather high.
But the teams we ended up with were the blue team and the orange team, which is also the color of Kyle's nails right now, which is also Islander colors because Kyle is a big Islander fan. So there you go.
Oh, no. Not. I am not a big Islanders fan, but they are blue and orange.
You see how hype he was to throw that in there?
And I can't believe I didn't see it coming. Usually I see his shenanigans like a mile away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a surprise attack.
He was ready for that one.
Blue and orange. No, I actually wasn't ready. The only reason I even thought about it was right now because I happened to look. Oh, blue team and orange team. Blue and orange.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, joy.
But on the blue team, we had Kyland, Melissa, Colleen, Asaf, Olivia, Michelle, Ed, Big T, and Horacio. So we get, of course, Melissa and Big T on the same team. So that was, I was hoping that they would be split up. So at least one of them would be safe.
Lame.
Orange team was Jay, Raven, Mariah, Emmanuel, Corey, Berna, Nerese, Zara, and James, which I feel like that orange team totally stacked. I felt like
didn't stand a chance.
No, for real. Jay and Kyland kind of like took the lead for their teams. They both seemed to be the ones that were like coming up with the strategy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like they kind of had like similar strategies, except one, Jay was talking about the chains and making knots with that, and then Kyland was talking about the ropes and making knots with that. And I feel like the chains are obviously much more difficult to untangle. So
yeah, they are. Yeah.
This was like a wild competition though. Like that scuffle that broke out in the beginning of this when everyone was trying to go for those chains, like just seeing the bodies getting like dragged along the floor and stuff. Like I was like, what is happening?
Animals.
Yeah.
But I think that was the fatal flaw of, Kyland's team. I don't remember what color they were, but like they should not have let those chains go so fast.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't know if it was the editing or how this went, but it didn't look like they didn't lose by that much. Like letting those chains go was, I think, their biggest error.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then Kylan takes that chain to the face and starts
Ooh,
bleeding, and like that looked
ooh.
like it hurt a lot.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. Like I still kept my name the same. I'm going to stand by my man, but not a great decision to think that those ropes were going to be so good at keeping people out. They're just too thick to make a worthwhile knot. So it's an inconvenience, but it's certainly not a hard stop. And that's why, like those chains, like
Right.
they absolutely were the better decision.
I do also think because there was a point, like Michelle and a couple of the other people on Kylan's team were being like, "All right, Kylan, like you have to get out of there now because we have to start blocking these other doors." Like,
Mhm.
he spent a lot of time trying to tie those knots with that rope, and I do think that gave the orange team, which ended up winning, like a much bigger advantage because they were able to pack a whole lot more in front of the outer doors. Because I think there was like 2 outer doors and then the one inside by the tower. And it seemed like they got to that inside door really quick, the orange team, and then they just had to work on a few ropes and things like that. And it was fairly close, but yeah, the orange team took it. I mean, like it was felt very close, but like the blue team didn't get a single player into the tower. Like the orange team was all the way at the top,
Yeah, well, they were
unfurling that
stuck in that
flag.
last door, and it looked like the chain was coming off as they were ascending the steps on the other side. So, still, like very,
Yeah,
very much too late. But I think if they
yeah,
even just had 2 chains, that could have just been enough to slow it down to at least it would have been about the race up, maybe.
right, right. No, yeah, I think you're right.
But I thought
Um,
my man caught a lot of heat for this one. I don't think he deserved all of it.
Yeah, he was getting torn apart left, right, and center this episode, I
He
feel
was,
like.
he was, and here's Michelle like, "Oh, well, you gotta tell us what to do. You gotta tell us what to do." And it's like, what are you talking about? Like, go do something, because she's leading me to believe that everybody was just standing there with their debris, and they're like, "Nah." And it's like, well, do something. Like, even if he's not telling you what his plan is, that does not completely immobilize you. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't mean that
no.
you're not allowed to have a plan at all.
Exactly. Oh, I can't do anything because Kyla didn't say. And it's like, what is this? All of a sudden, you're a sheep. You're a big bad lady up until we do something, and that because she doesn't want anything to be on her, and that's like Michelle's game, and it's so annoying. She acts like she's running everything, but she owns nothing.
the face you made after you finished saying that. I mean, like the only thing I will say, it looked like it was at a point. There was one point I will say where like Kylan was still working on that rope, and it looked like everyone was ready to start. Like, all right, like let's start blocking these other doors now. But they couldn't start doing that until he got out, and it was like, okay, like we had 30 minutes to do this. There's 7 minutes left, and we haven't put anything in front of these other doors. Like, so like I did get the frustration there, and there were definitely some other players that were kind of talking about Kylan. So I don't know. I feel bad. I definitely think he took a little too much heat than he deserves. But
Absolutely.
if you want to, I mean, like put yourself out there as sort of like the leader and like the guy that's coming up with the plan. I guess you got to be prepared to take the,
Yeah, you do.
criticism.
You do. I
But
just didn't think he deserved as much as he got. That's all.
yeah, and I said I wanted to start doing this, standouts and slackers for our daily challenges.
Oh, right.
So
Oh.
I will say that for this one, I put Jay as the standout, and because he came up with the plan and his team won. And then he's the only standout though, because I felt like everyone else, like I put Kylan as the slacker just because he came up with the plan for the losing team, and I felt like everybody else was just kind of running around, picking stuff up and putting it down. So like the 2 people came up with the plans, one of them won, the other one lost. So that's the standout and the slacker to me.
I need to look at faces. Hold on here. So I got to remember. My standout. That's hard. That's hard in this one. Well,
Right.
the
I felt like
slacker is.
last week I felt like there was a lot more clear choices for who to
Mhm. I'm going to stand by my man and say that my standout is still Kyland. Okay, because even though everyone was giving him such a hard time, it still did come down to the wire. So whatever he planned actually wasn't that bad. All right, so get off them. And my slacker is Michelle. All right, for being a sheep.
For being a sheep.
Bah.
Oh my god!
That's Michelle.
What sound does a sheep make?
Bah. I'll always do it again. Do it again. I'm not a wimp.
Yeah, we have a hard enough time getting Gina to just do it once.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh god! But all right, what are we talking about? I'm not even looking at my notebook anymore.
You never gave us her standouts and shutouts.
Oh, are we all doing it? I don't know.
Oh, I
Wow.
thought so. It was
Wow.
only John telling us.
No, everybody should participate.
I just hopped in.
I mean, I do think that Jay is a pretty solid one, because even like that whole confessional that they had in the beginning where he was like, no, like, because, you know, like you think about like when a necklace gets tangled and it's impossible to do that quickly because like just like all the chains are like linked together. Like just like there was so much of a thought process put into it besides just like, all right, like here's a plan, we're going to do it. It's like, all right, what is the best case, like the best way that we can get to the end game? And even like the people on his team were like, damn, he's thinking about this pretty hard. But like, I think it was a solid strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it.
No, I agree. It was. I just don't. He's just an irritant, but.
Oh,
right.
Listen, I have never been Team J. All right, he's never really done it for me, but it was a solid strategy.
Right. You know, he was absolutely right, and that came from experience. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's exactly why they never should just let those chains go. Anytime somebody is fighting that hard to keep something, even if you don't know why, you hold on. Don't give up. If that person's not giving up, there's a reason. So even if I don't have a use for it, I don't want you to have it.
Yeah, I don't particularly want it, but you want it so badly.
So bad, which means I have to have it now. Yeah. Not a good strategy. Yeah.
Oh man. But so yeah, the orange team wins, and they decide to nominate Melissa, with a few people, you know, fighting back on it. But they came to a decision much quicker than some of the past teams that have had to nominate somebody, where it's like TJ literally had to yell at them to get them to say a name. So,
yeah, and it's also because we're at that stage in the game now, because I don't think it would have gone that way if like their team won. You know, it's just that Melissa and Big T are the targets right now. They're always the safest people to throw in there. So until they leave, it's like it's just always going to be like this.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so poor Melissa, and the rest of the episode now was pretty wild. So we had Melissa. They went back to the house. Melissa immediately pulls Mariah in, starts to try to get information out about who started pushing her name first, who's really behind this, and Mariah would not give up any information, which was just very funny to me, the way she
Kyle
was.
really liked this.
I did really like this. Like, I'm not a huge like Mariah stan or anything. I don't really think she does a lot, but this was fantastic. She said right in the very beginning, "I'm so sorry. I'm not going to say anything about this." And Melissa was like, "Yeah, well, maybe you could say this." She goes, "I'm sorry," and she's like, "Baby girl, I'm just so sorry." And the thing is, too, like she also continued to sit there, which is also wild to me, because like I think I would have gotten up, right? If I'm like, listen, I'm not going to have this conversation. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it. I would have got up and left. No, Mariah just kept sitting there. What else do you want to ask me? No, I'm not going to answer that.
And it was like you said before too, like she was doing it all. She was doing it all with like a huge smile on her face, like I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
So sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's my queen. That's my queen right there, Mariah. That's my queen.
It was a fun moment. It was. I'll give you that. Like I laughed out loud. I don't usually do that. You know, like it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it was funny because even though Mariah wouldn't give Melissa any information, she did kind of say, like, in a confessional, that she wishes that she regretted that they nominated Melissa, because Melissa and Big T wouldn't say her name. And, she would rather go after someone like Colleen. It was funny because Colleen actually got more screen time in this episode than she's gotten like all season so far, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she
finally speaks.
I don't know why she specifically was the backup target, though. Like, why was it like, well, I shouldn't have put in, I shouldn't have voted for Melissa. It had to have been Colleen. It's like, well, why did it?
I just think Mariah's. I think because Mariah's probably closer with everyone else than she is with Colleen. Like,
well, you only have 4 women, right? At that point, who was on there?
Right. There's only half the team. Yeah, half the house was safe.
No one was going to put Michelle.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, she kind of is just the backup target.
Right. Which, how did you feel about that? Half the house being safe.
I like that.
And yeah. I just feel like it thins the pool of eligible people for elimination so much. When it sucks when it's 4, right? You get 4 women are eligible for nomination. Melissa gets thrown in, and then Big T's the other one. It's like half of it is just Melissa and Big T, who people are just kind of throwing in for whatever. It's kind of, I don't know, it just kind of sucks, especially when no one's going to say Michelle. Yeah.
Well, see, I like it because it's just a 1-week thing. Like next week, we're going to be back to pairs or something individuals. So the fact that it varies, that makes it feel more like a game to me. Like, I like to use Uno as the example, but my other thought when I think about these things, like Monopoly, like anything could be going on, you'd be doing really great, and you grab a chance card and you can totally screwed. And I kind of take this as one of those just random moments where anything can be shaken up. But if it was like that all the time, I wouldn't like that, because that's giving me Survivor vibes, right? It's like telling me we're just dealing with these smaller voting numbers and stuff. I wouldn't like that. But
yeah,
for once,
okay,
I don't mind it. Now, if it comes up next week, I won't be singing the same tune.
Big problems. Big problems.
Now I'm mad.
Yeah. But it's funny because Mariah, she could get herself in a little bit of trouble, because she was talking to a lot of the other women that she's aligned with, like Olivia and Michelle, Raven. I think Zara was there at one point too, and kind of being very vocal about how she thinks that at the deliberation, at the nominations, they should all vote Colleen in instead of Big T. And I think it was Olivia at one point in confessional was like, it's not that I don't trust Mariah for wanting to throw in Colleen, but it makes me feel like she's looking out for herself more than the alliance.
Yeah, and well, yes.
Right.
What?
That is the game.
Right. That's how we play. What?
Right.
I was sitting there. I had a weird moment with that too, because I was sitting there. I was like, I don't see what the problem is. Get it together.
No, I agree. I guess that Mariah just needs to be careful of because we did also see when it came time to vote for who to go into elimination, Michelle herself had a confessional where she was like, there's a part of me that really wishes that I did say that I could say Colleen's name, but I have to do what's best for the alliance. So I guess if everybody else feels like they're doing what's best for the alliance, and then they see Mariah trying to make moves that's not best for the alliance, it could end up putting Mariah on the bottom very quickly. So, but
it could.
But at the end of the day, everyone's going to be selfish.
This is going to go right. And you have to be. You have to be. And Michelle even said at the end of this episode, she's like, we're going to start firing shots at each other. She still didn't fire a shot at the wrong person. It just wasn't who the alliance wanted. And it's surprising to me, being such a sheep, that she's surprised,
such a sheep. Oh man.
Yeah.
And Kyland also, I think, could be in some danger. Some of the members of the U.S. Alliance are saying his name. He's been super close to Melissa.
Saying his name, yeah.
Emmanuel, Emmanuel is looking at Kyland now for pushing for Emmanuel to go into elimination last week. So Kyland's got some troubles. Kylan's got some troubles. But
He does have some troubles.
what did you think? What did you think of our big bar fight? Huh?
Excellent.
Melissa goes to talk to Raven, and it gets out of control very quickly.
Crazy. This was happening, and I was like, I cannot wait to podcast tonight.
I was pleased as punch.
It was nuts.
I think the first comment that I have about this is that I did think it was a very interesting strategy for Melissa to just run around and just accuse people of being the ringleader to kind of get something out of them. Because I definitely would have fallen victim to it. If you came charging at me, talking about, like, especially after we've been drinking, and you're like, oh, I heard you were putting my name out there. I heard you were the one who was saying that I should be. I was like, it wasn't me. It was definitely John. Like, I definitely would not. Like, so I thought that was a very, I thought it was a good tactic. But we haven't seen a drink fly in the challenge house in some time. So thank you, Melissa, for bringing that back. I missed it.
And it was a rough one too. That was a full drink.
Right.
There was a little bit in that glass.
If anything, maybe somebody just sipped through the stirrer. Like, they didn't really like make a real dent. Like, and Raven wore it all.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did also
fun.
enjoy
Fun.
after this, like, Raven kept making these like very angry faces, like these looks that like it was just I don't know why it was so funny to me, but like the camera kept panning to her and just kept showing her like like looking at people, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just very funny, like this, like that.
Awful. I have to say, Raven is definitely giving me much better television than I thought she was going to. I'm actually starting to like her a little bit, but
Yeah.
I did like the fight. I like the fight. She was like, "Boo, I'm not doing this. Goodbye." Really good. Really fun.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
If it was you that Big T bribed to try to get you to not say her name for nomination, would you take the money and would you not say her name?
No, for €10.
I loved this though. They were making me laugh so hard, the two of them.
It was very cute. It was really very cute. It actually endeared me a little bit more towards Ed.
Him.
Yeah. What's that?
I said I like him.
I feel like that's new.
See, I hated him on The Circle.
Okay.
But then when he played his first season of the challenge, I became very endeared to him that season.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I associate you with a non-Ed fan.
Hated him on The Circle. Hated him.
Did he play with his mom or something?
Yeah. And then his brother played the next season.
Oh, we'll see. I left the Circle after that.
I know. It's just me out here all alone in Circle Land. I know.
You weren't endeared by the fact that like this man is playing with his mamas?
No, I did not like them at all.
Oh, super cute. I would play with my mom. Like, come on.
No, oh God, he drove me up a wall. I couldn't stand the two of them.
Wow.
Wow, jeez. My goodness.
Oh, I like him now.
Family time with Gina.
You're rough. Yeah, you're rough. Oh, this guy is hanging out with his mom.
That's literally not what I said.
They
suck. Absolutely not what I said.
Some dude playing a game with his mom.
What a loser. Oh, what a loser.
Do you all out there, do you see how they put words in my mouth? Do you see how this happens?
That's literally what you said. That's what you said, word for word.
Oh, God. It's so stupid.
Okay. But let's get to the nomination. And I do think it's funny because Kyle, you've been calling Michelle a sheep a lot tonight. And I just will say that Kyland made a big speech in this nomination about how people shouldn't essentially be sheep, shouldn't just vote with the majority and just do what everybody else is doing. They should be brave and they should vote how they feel like they need to vote. You know, don't vote with the majority. And then Kyland immediately voted with the majority.
Well, what if he actually wanted Big T to go in? Like, no one asked him what he wanted. He just voted for her. What if that's who he wanted to vote for? And I'm really getting really tired of Asaf, okay? Because Asaf is over here going, oh, you're such a bitch. Oh. But he voted for Big T also. So what you so mad about?
I think it's just because
I'm so sick of Asaf. I don't even know what to do.
I don't think there's any way that Kylan would have wanted to vote in Big T though, because he's been so close to Melissa, and Melissa and Big T are best friends. So if anything, I think Kylan's working with Big T. I think that was like an attempt to try to save Big T when Kylan was saying like,
I mean,
don't just go along with the majority.
But at the same time, like we are like playing a game. So if you feel like there's something that's going to advance your game a little bit more, then I think that's what Kylan is saying here. Like, don't just go with it just for the sake of going with it if you have a different idea. But by the time the vote got to him, there is no good reason to not say Big T at that stage because he's not going to get anything out of that. She's going in regardless. So,
absolutely.
So what,
It was just
for what reason? Like, yeah, exactly. What purpose did that serve? So just shut the fuck up, Asas, or Asaf, or whatever you fucking name is.
No, I don't.
You're messing up his name.
I don't disagree with you. But I just thought it was funny to get like the speech about not voting with the majority and then immediately voting with the majority after. That's all. It was just funny. It was just funny to me. But yeah, everyone.
Sorry.
Yeah, everyone voted for Big T, including Big T. So we had Melissa and Big T going into elimination in the arena. And of course, we mentioned it already. Our champion was Casey.
Ding, 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 yeah.
And at the draw, Casey, we didn't get our chaos pull in the draw. We got Big T. Big T's name was pulled.
Can we just also review the draw? Because I'd like to be a conspiracy theorist. Like, there's absolutely no way to know that the other little things don't say something else. Like, if production wants Big T to go in, they can just do all three Big T and like she's going in. If they want to see chaos, they're going to just do all three chaos. Like,
well, I also couldn't help but notice that, despite the fact that literally in the last episode we saw that anybody could have gotten chosen, there were a lot of women standing up there that were not dressed to go into elimination. The shoes, the outfits, I was like, I feel like if there was a potential that you might get thrown in, you might prepare a little bit more.
Well, Callum wasn't either though last week. Everyone
but
was just everyone.
Know.
Right. They
last
didn't
week,
know
nobody
that.
knew what happened when you pulled that last
right.
dagger.
But I think they must have clothes like right off set for them or something because Callum didn't know, and he was he got chosen, and then when we saw him next time in the arena,
you're saying
he was wearing
okay.
He was wearing all the challenge gear. So, so yeah. I don't think it's like anything that they would have to prepare from the house. It's like,
I immediately clocked like who's wearing cowboy boots, I was like, none of y'all are prepared to go into elimination right now.
No, I mean, from what it seems like every elimination, they've just gone, whoever's not nominated just goes in their regular clothes. And then when we saw it for the first time last week.
Which would make sense to me, like for people who don't know, there's a possibility of them going in. But once you saw it happen already, I would think that you would like, if you thought there was a chance you might go in, you would just show up ready.
I know for me,
I think they have all that stuff. I think they have all that stuff offset though. It's not like Callum left the arena, went back to the house, got dressed, and then came back.
Right. No, but for me, it's also about a mindset. If I'm in my elimination gear, like there's a little bit of a fire. It may not be burning as bright as the people who are actually down there already, but like I'm half prepared. You coming in cowboy boots and like your beautiful cape, just walking in.
I don't know.
It's
I could see
your head's not in the right space.
I could see though.
You're going home.
I could see though getting dressed for the event without knowing if you're gonna have to go in or not could end up working against you though. Like somebody comes in, pulls the chaos thing, and sees everybody else dressed in street clothes, and then sees this one person in their challenge gear. It's like, well, you look like you're ready to go, so come on down.
I could see that too. Like, you know what? It's cold. I don't want to wait for these other people to change. You already dressed. Come on, baby.
Right.
That makes some sense too. Okay.
Yeah, like it's raining. Right. I don't want to be out here no more.
Right. It's nippy.
But our elimination was a classic. It was a classic pole wrestle.
Yes.
So and you know what? I've always figured Casey would win this, but Big T definitely held her own, and she did win a round. So
I
Um,
think she did more than hold her own. Like she really gave Casey a run for her money here. Like
She did really, really
she beat
well.
her by one, and she was absolutely wearing Casey down. Like
yeah,
when Casey at the end of that, that wasn't just her being a good competitor and just being a good sport. Like when she said, "I'm really proud of you," you could tell that she was a little taken aback. I don't think she expected it to be as difficult as it was. Really, Big T deserves all the flowers. Honestly,
And
yeah,
even I think it
really
was
cool thing to see.
I think it was Olivia in a confessional was like, I feel like people are constantly talking about how she's like not that great of a competitor. And we are seeing her here like real, like she was like, I certainly wouldn't want to be in the sand doing a pole wrestle with Casey.
Mhm.
And here's Big T, like really, really holding her own.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a lot.
Um, and listen, it sucks that Big T is gone, but she did go into elimination 3 times, win 2 of them, including one against a champ, and then took another champ in Casey to the final round of a pole wrestle. That's a pretty good performance. It just still feels so early for her to go, even though we have seen, a number of other people leave. But I was happy though to see Big T say, "I am not retiring. I will be back." And then TJ also saying, Big T, I want to see you become a champion someday. So it looks like we're going to
Mhm.
get more Big T in the future, which
Oh,
is
she's
which is
coming
very
back. She's
exciting.
coming back. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is very exciting. Yep. Yeah.
But the prize pot is now down to, I believe, 376,000. They've lost 30,000 total. Yeah, between Jordan, Devin, and now Casey, they've
Snack.
lost 30 grand.
It's delicious.
So, but yeah, I think that's all I have for this episode, other than the next on, which does look pretty interesting. It looks like there's going to be more of a beef between Asaf and Kyland. And from what I was hearing, it sounds like somebody might have said something about someone's mother. So we'll
Mhm.
see. I don't
Mhm.
know. That was implied.
Well,
It looked like there was some potential Mariah drama. It looked like she was crying, and maybe I don't know if it's something with James or something else that's happening in the game. And then it looked like a potential Emmanuel and Colleen romance could be blossoming.
and then immediately canceled right after because then
Yeah, I don't
Emmanuel was
know.
hanging out with Olivia. So she was like, I should have
Right.
seen this coming. I'm like, oof, oof. Yeah, not great. I also think that Asaf is just trying to start drama with somebody because he wants to have a storyline and a reason to come back. Asaf is fake. Get out of here,
Yikes.
Asaf.
Fake. Asaf is fake.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Fake.
But yeah, I think that's all I got. You guys have anything else for the challenge?
I don't
No,
think so.
I do think there is some value in at least just letting everybody get a glimpse at my decimated team. This
Ah,
is
yes.
how things are looking now. I lost Big T, Huey, Jessica, and Chauncey.
And
So
again,
just
I'm not too far behind. You're not doing
you're not no,
terribly.
you're not too far behind, except that like I gotta say, the people that I have left are not in wonderful positions. Okay. Kyland is definitely a target. We don't know what's going to happen. This is a soft thing next week. It's probably going to be a men's elimination. We had the females this week, so not looking great. Melissa, ongoing target, not looking great. Corey, pissing off the entire house. Who is he friends? Who is he friends with? We really don't know. And Berna, the only thing we've got there is that her ass cheeks are always out. People seem to enjoy
Oh.
that. Other than that, like people are not a big fan. I felt bad for Berna though at the bar
Mm.
when Melissa tried her tactic with her, and Mariah was like, "Stop it! Stop talking." And she's like, "Why?" She's asked me a question. She goes, "No, she's lying to you." She's like, "But why would she lie to me?" Like, because
Like,
Berna just
oh,
comes from such a
Berna.
yeah, she comes from such a different like place. Like she's so
Yeah.
authentic and genuine that like she's always going to struggle in a game like this because the social end of it is just as important as the physical end. And Berna just can't understand somebody not being genuine and that's not being honest all the time. So I think it's going to do her a disservice.
Right.
Um, let's look at Gina's half decimated team as well. Um, I don't think you have real problems yet, Colleen is in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Her name's already coming up. Once your name starts to float, you will soon sink. um, but Olivia and Horacio, they're fine. Michelle, unfortunately, she is fine. And Ed, ain't nobody looking at nobody, Ed.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, Michelle's fine, and no one's looking at Ed. So
Mm-hmm.
you're fine there. And you have the unscathed
Yeah,
Team Dunphy. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
believe Raven is still here. I can't believe it. I guess I have to start respecting her too. But your people don't seem to be in a bad spot.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no,
It's looking real good for you. It's looking real good. Congratulations.
thank you very
Congratulations.
much. Thank you very
I
much.
wouldn't
It's
mind if we
been
had a nice double, just knock out 2 of yours. So at least,
Damn.
I mean, listen, if anybody can afford to lose 2, it's John. All
Yeah.
right, we've already
That's fair.
lost more. Yeah, we've already lost more. It's not shade. We just need to even some things out.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, thanks, Kyler. Even though you canceled me for the Casey thing, I did retract. I fixed it, but thank you. I like that. That's fine. I appreciate that. Thanks for the love. Sometimes I feel like I'm a rambler. But I guess that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I
Okay.
got.
Yeah.
So what do we have coming up? Right after this, we'll be doing our final recap of Big Brother Australia.
Yeah.
Who we just got our winners this week, so
The Savage
that'll be fun.
Sisters. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
And then
we
we're
have
back
a
on
few
Monday.
more little interviews. We're back
Yes.
before Monday. How dare you?
Oh my God, Saturday! My goodness, I forgot.
Yeah, we're here Saturday at
get it
midnight.
together.
Anybody, get your smokes, get your drinks, and come on together. We are all going to be there. The Who All Going to Be There podcast, and we are going to be drafting teams for a Pod v Pod Battle Royale. Just in time for the holidays. Let's bring them in right. Jingle jangle. That's kicking off Saturday at midnight. You people in the Central Time Zone, 11 p.m. We're just going to come and just have a good old time. 9 people playing in reindeer games. We will be drafting 4 per pod, leaving 1 person undrafted. That goes to you, our friends of the pods. That'll be your person. So good luck.
Yeah, good luck with our scraps that we don't want.
And watch them win. That'll be the real kicker. Watch them win with our one undrafted person. And then, Monday, I think we have a schedule change. We are looking to move Survivor 45 to 10:15 so that we can watch the reindeer games kick off. And then some point after Survivor, I guess we'll do a quick reindeer games chatteroo.
Chatteroo.
Yeah, you like that?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Or a hashtag in front of it. Let's make it something. We don't know what time we're going to be doing. We don't know what time we'll do that. Maybe 11:15, question mark. Check the socials. Gives you a reason to come find us at Strat Chat Pod. I'm tying things in amazingly, right? I'm just like just rolling one thing into the other. Sometimes you're on fire, even if you say a soft name wrong. Sometimes you can get it back. All right, let's have that. You guys good? This is your show. Sorry, John.
No, not at all. Actually, I'm having technical difficulties, so if you don't mind taking us home.
All right. Let me get us out of here. Thank you all. If you're interested in the Big Brother Australia final recap, we'll be live again in about 10 minutes. A very casual conversation. So even if you didn't watch it, it'll be a hoot to hang out. All right. So hopefully we'll see you there. Until then, bye-bye, Steph.